Hi, I'm Aldo. I am the CEO of AirData, a company based in Sydney, Australia. We make software for industrial purposes. We call it industrial mobility. And the company has been around for 30 years. And recently we have revisited what we do, and we turned our business around to be even more focused on software, and specifically in the mobility space. 2 years ago we decided that we needed more support in our development effort. And so at that same time we were contacted by Winjit. I passed it to my head of development, who is Lakshmi, another Indian person. Obviously Indians have infiltrated into my company as well. She got in touch with Vignesh and they had a discussion, and eventually Vignesh came and met me, and we started a relationship. I believe it was around February, March of 2013. Yes, we've been associated for about 18 months. It was a slow start. We started trialing on various areas of the business, and eventually now Winjit develops for us across the board. We are quite unique in that the company effectively makes one software solution product that is applicable to a number of industries purely by the configuration of the product. And so what we needed was more resources because as that product grows and as we have more customers that require more features, the load on our in-house development team became such that the timing was perfect for Winjit to join with us. And we have since restructured our business so that our internal developers are in fact architects and spec writers and then testers before we roll out the features to our customers. And in the background, Winjit does probably 80% of our development effort. Yeah, we basically are a .NET house, but our end user is actually a handheld user. And in that space, Winjit has helped us with Android, a couple of versions of Android, and also Windows Mobile, and compact.NET for handheld use. It's great. We've got a very, very good experience with Winjit. I think, there is a big cultural divide between the Australian culture and the Indian culture, and that's not a conflict in culture. And once you understand the nuances and the differences of the cultures, and I think Vignesh and I have worked very closely on this, then you start using the strengths of the two cultures. And I think the worst thing that one can do is to ignore that there is a cultural difference, because then you can never come together. But because we understand that the Australian culture has certain strengths and the Indian culture has other strengths, when then you bring those two cultures together, it's a very powerful combination, and I think it's a never-ending process. The AirData culture then is different again to most of the Australian business culture. We have very, very flat organization with little to no hierarchy. Traditionally that is not very highly accepted in business, and especially I find that in India, I'm not talking about Winjit here, but in India, the hierarchy is very important. And I think whereas Winjit has a focus on having also quite flat infrastructures, I think conceptually employees come to a business with their own history of what they believe is an organization, and they tend to find solace and protection in hierarchy. And I think the challenge for AirData has been, and now as we engage with Winjit, what I'm learning, the same thing, is that it's about getting people to accept that they have the authority and the power to make decisions and to make mistakes, and that there is only positive that comes out of making mistakes, because we know that people have given it a go. And so, that has been an amazing learning process for me, and I'm sure probably Winjit would say the same, but it's been an amazing experience, and it continues to grow. Yeah, I think the best part of working with Winjit is that I think we have found a partner that is able to not be stuck in their systems and their ways. I think they are confident enough to understand that they have got a lot of value add, but they're also able to flex, to move, so that they can also accept our value add. And I think collectively it becomes a very powerful solution. And I think in a partner, that is something that you cannot plan for. You know, that is something that you find, and I think we have found it with Winjit. Yes, come and visit us in Australia. We welcome everybody from Winjit to come and visit us. We certainly are spending a lot of time here. Hopefully my team will do the same. We are already starting to plan one or two people to come over to visit us. The more the merrier. And yes, you work with a great organization.